Another episode of You Only Live Once Life and Business Innovation Style. I'm Honey, and here today to bring to you another conversation so that you can be yummy in your body. And so today's topic is on how to magnify your purpose and your impact in your day-to-day work, especially during stressful times like these. So every channel and information channel out there is full of information, sometimes overwhelming, sometimes stress driving, sometimes scary, sometimes relieving. Whatever that is, it's definitely distracting, and it's definitely putting everyone's attention on so many different places, especially risky places and whatnot. But the most important thing in all of this environment where so much is in the air is that we are grounded and we are centered, especially when we're here to work on our purpose and here to make our impact. So the 5 steps to create that impact and reconnect with that purpose is, number 1, identify what area right now in your life that you are focused on is not optimal. So whether that is in your work, we can focus on work at the moment, or whether that is in your family life, or whether that is in your relationships, because you are actually relating or being in environments where you may be quarantined at the moment, most likely if you're in the western side of the world, and if you're in Asia, maybe it's your work. Whatever it is, like this point in time, because of the general and macro emotional level, it's even more clear, like if you're unhappy on even the smallest levels, it can bring up a lot of different things. So number 1 is clarify what specifically is making you feel stressed or unhappy in your specific work or relationship or health or career, whatever that is for you. And then number 2 is to prioritize what that is. So if it's in the area of work and purpose and impact, you might be wondering, with all this context that's been changing, with all these ever-changing directives that have been happening, with this day-to-day influx of information and immediate changes that are happening, so many pieces of confusion might be happening. What's my role in it? How do I face my clients, or who am I as a leader to show up for these during this time, for my clients, for my family, for my friends? And while you can copy other people, or you can see what's happening out there and show up in community with a lot of people, and a lot of them are positive, there are also a lot of ways that it can suck you away and suck you into a panic mode and fear mode. So as opposed to allowing yourself to follow the suit of many different people, although there are many great examples, it's even more important to connect with the part within you. So number 2 is prioritize how you want to feel during this time, and what kind of a leader you are in this time, through connecting with your inside and then understanding that and allowing that to come through so that you can show up as that person in your life on the outside. So number 1 is identifying where the pain point is the most. Number 2 is finding out who you are in relationship to all of this. Number 3 is experiencing that relation. So if you decide that your emergence out of this is something that is going to be stronger, is going to be better, you're going to be more together, coherent, cohesive, inclusive, whatever that is for you, more positive, or you're going to be more grounded after this event, then it's going to require you to understand what that state feels like. A state is a combination of emotions and physical attributes, just like a multi-dimensional beingness of who you are. So if you don't understand that, or if you're finding it difficult to connect with that, I highly encourage you to meditate, which is the next step. Meditate and quieten all the mind, reducing the sounds and the distractions of online news and whatnot to minimal, so that you can really connect with the person within you and understand, okay, how can I really connect with what is inside your unconscious mind, your higher self, your core or your inner flow or drive or true self. Is taking all this information that's in your vicinity, that's in your world, and it is organizing it, it's understanding it, it's processing it. And your work is to let it process so that you can come out of it and remain whole and emerge the next evolution of yourself. It might be a small shift in personality. It might be a big shift in the way you show up in the world. It may be a thing that you do that you always wanted to do. It may be a creative project that you want to birth forth. It may be finally having time to see something on the back burner that you've always wanted to explore. So whatever that is, use all of this inspiration, use all of these inputs all around you as a way to step forth and take a next step into the future or into the present. Because if you're just sitting there and you're not doing anything about it and you're just waiting for all of this to go through, chances are you're not going to evolve and you're just going to be staying stuck and staying still. If you choose to do that consciously, great. But if you're like me and you're watching this and you're wanting to personally grow from this, it's really about asking yourself, how can you take advantage of this time to grow your inside as well as your outside, and how can you become a much better person from this? And that requires meditation so that you can clear out all of outside influences, and you can just ask for guidance from the inside to show you what that is, to get into that state. Because once you know it, it's still another step to actually feel it and to breathe it and to embody it. And once you embody it, then you're actually walking around in that state, so you no longer need to intellectualize it and have it be something that you have to think and apply. It can be something that already flows through you. Just like driving a car, you don't need to think about it like the first time you're driving it. They're paying attention to so many different things. You can actually fully have it in your muscles. So that's why meditation is a really powerful way for you to just get things at a much faster level, especially if you connect with your higher self. It can connect and download that information into your knowledge and make that shift much faster. Of course, if you're not familiar with the practice or you're just starting, it will take a little bit of time to get into that state, but don't get discouraged, because it is completely worth it, especially if you're doing it as a daily practice, so that you can move forward much more consistently and throughout your entire duration that you decide that you want to maintain and move with this practice. And the last step is that once you get that insight from the insight meditation, we do three types of meditation in our meditation practices: focus, empathy meditation, and insight meditation. But once you get that insight from the insight meditation, then it's time to take action. Whenever you get a breakthrough, whenever you get an informed, clear directive or feeling of what your purpose is and what your impact is, then you need to take a step to put it more concretely into your life. And that step to show the universe, to show yourself, to show that you are serious about it, is an action. And so take that step once you get that insight from meditation. But maybe even if you're getting the insight from just your input of information that you're getting from everywhere, and you are very sure that that's exactly what you need to do next, and that's your purpose, and that feels like it's on the right path, then take that next step and keep exploring that next step, one after another, whatever lights you up, and let that energy flow and take advantage of all of this input of information during this period. of time and find that movement and momentum forward so that you can rise above it and not get paralyzed by all the incredible amount of happenings that are happening in this world today. So these are 5 different steps that you can reconnect with your impact, reconnect with your purpose, reconnect with your higher self, get some answers, and also make a much better stride forward in your work, in your love life. Love life, same thing, connect with a higher self, get a download, or figure out what it is, that one step that you can take to move forward, or it is whatever that is that you want. So the framework is identify it, prioritize it, get into the state, meditate, and action. All right, talk to you soon in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, subscribe and comment which one was the one that spoke to you the most.